Hello everyone, welcome to the Guide Forum. Today we'll be looking at some questions that has to do with trigonometry, and basically we're looking at bearing, and then also um, this other one has to do with sine and cosine rule, sine and cosine rule. So here, let's quickly look at the questions. It said that in the question we have a triangle. Say that a triangle ABC. A is that's the side of A is 6.3 cm, B is 8.1 cm, and the angle B is 54.8 degree. The question says find angle ACB correct to one decimal place. So let's just have a sketch of what we are asked to do. Assuming that we have the triangle is something that look like this. We have a side. This one can be our A, this one is our B, and here is C. Say that if here is A, that means here will be what the side A, which is 6.3 cm, and then the other one, side B is what 8.1 cm, and then an angle B is 54.8 degree. So now we are asked to find A, C, B. So what are we going to do here? Now to get this thing done, you notice that we have only one angle and two sides. The other angles are not available. So looking at this, we can also apply this the sine rule. In the sine rule that says equal to sine, and then we have another one, sine B. So we have our B, we have this, the two of them is there already, but this one we don't have it. So what we do now, we can go with this. Going by that, we know that this side is what 6.3. Sine A is unknown. We're going to find it first. If we're able to get this thing, calculate this one, and since this one is given, we know that sum of an angle of a triangle is equal to 180. When we get this one and add this one together, subtract from 180, we'll be able to get the side that we are the angle that we are looking for according to the question. So let's quickly go down again in solving the problem. We have this to be 1.8.1, and then sine, that is, so what next? Making sine A the subject of the formula, we'll cross multiply. When we cross multiply, we'll have a sine A is equal to 6.3 sine 54.8 all over 8.1. So what next are we going to do here? What we're going to do here is to get the value of this sine. To get the value of this sine, I think we will need a calculator here, or a table, any of them that you can lay your hand on. You can use your table too. 54.8 will give us, that means what we have is, I think I should use here, what we have is 6.3 times 0.817715. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can make it 4 decimal places, and then we divide by 8.1. 8.1. So let's see what we have from here. Times 6 point divided by. So our final answer here, when we divide to, when we multiply that dividing, we have sine A is equal to 636. So getting the inverse, arc inverse of this, we'll have A to be equal to shift equal to 39.5 degree. That's to 1 decimal place. So 1 decimal place. That is not the really answer we are looking for. That's not the answer we are looking for. This is the answer, the value of this. So the next thing we are going to do here is to, since we know that sum of the angle of a triangle is equal to 180. So what we are going to do is then 180 minus plus that will give us, let's see what we have, plus 5.8 minus 180. That will give us what we have as the final answer, that the value of angle ACB is equal to 85.7 degree. That's the final answer. So let's go to the second one. Like I said before, if you are joining us for the first time, we encourage you to subscribe, subscribe. If you have any question, if you have anything you want to ask, leave it as a comment there as we continue with what we have. So here again, we're going to be looking at the second question. It said that a boy and a girl leave a school at the same time. The boy walks at 4 kilometers per hour on a bearing of 44 degree or 0.44 degree, while the girl walks at 5.8 kilometers per hour on a bearing of 268 degree. The first question there says how far apart are they after 1 hour, 1.5 hour. The second one said what is the bearing of the girl from the boy. So that is the next thing we are going to do now. We are going to be calculating the bearing. So let's look at this. Now, to get this thing done, the first thing we do, we need to know this is speed. This other one is also speed. We need to find their distance apart, distance from the point, from the school, away from the school. That's what we're going to get first. The distance now for the boy we have it to be, know that speed is equal to distance over what? Time. And now our time is what? Our time is, we can say is what? 1.5 hour. I think, yeah. And then distance is unknown, but speed of the boy is what? Speed of the boy is 4 kilometers per hour. So when we cross multiply, we have distance away from the school will then be 4 times 1.5. That will give us 4 times 1.5. We have 6. We have what? 6 kilometers. meter. So for the girl, so we look at the girl too. Now we know that the distance will be what? 5.8 times 1.5. That will give us 5.8 times 1.5. We have 8 8.7 kilometer. So this is what we have. Now, since we have this information, let's just keep it aside here, somewhere here. We will come back to it. And then we have the other one. So now, well, the next thing we are going to do now is to look at the bearing. Then look at the bearing now. We now have our distance. We consider the bearing in order to calculate the actual question. Solve the calculation we have here. Say that distance apart after 1.5 hours. Let's say that this is the place, the school. This is the school X. We call it X. So that the boy travels. We know that this from here to this place is what? 90. This is 90. This end here, from here to here is 90 degrees. So, and he said that the boy moved at 0.44. That means something that will look like this. We have is 0.044, sorry, 4 degree. And the next one, that means the boy is somewhere here now. Another point. Which other point now? We can, okay, this is the point where the boy is at this moment. And then the girl move at what? The bearing of 268. So what are we going to do here? We move from here again. We know that all this area is, so this place is 180. This end is 180. Now, what else do we need to, what do we need now to complete it to the value that we need? Minus 180, we need 88. That means since it's 88 plus 88, that means you'll be somewhere around here. I think the thing is always giving us a straight line. That was supposed to be. It's 8. What do we have from it? It's 8. Let's see. Minus 90. We have 2. It's 8. Okay. So say we have 2 remaining. All right, this is what we have. Because the remaining angle here is 2. From here, before it gets to 270. You know, here is 180. This other end is 270. So it's just like about 2 degrees away from 270. Let's see. Plus 2. We have about 2 degrees away from 270. So this is where the girl is now. I believe that all of us are following. Now, the next thing we are going to do now, since we have this, the next thing we are going to do is to now calculate the distance apart. We have the bearing, the actual bearing here. So what do we have here? This is the distance apart from each other. That's the distance apart from each other. So what are we doing there? You know, this look like a triangle now. Remember, the boy, this is the boy. This is the boy. The distance of the boy, we said is what? 6. This is 6. We say 6 kilometer. The distance of the girl is what? 8.7 kilometer. Now, looking at this, what we're going to do next again is to get the angle that we have here so that we can use cos uh, cos rule. We're going to use cos rule here, or cosine rule there. So here we know that all these ends, if you look at this place very well, you find out that this place is also 90. This is 90. Here is 44. The small angle that we have here is 2. It's 2 degrees. Since it's 2 degrees, let's add it up to make up the whole of the angle there. The whole of the angle there will be 44 plus 90 plus 2. We have 1. What we have here will be, the total of them here will be 136 degree. 136 degree. And we are looking for this place. We can call this place now. Let's call this place X. Call it X. So according to the rule, the next thing we are going to do here, according to the rule now, what we are going to do is, this other one is, the cosine rule is equal to x squared is equal to squared plus, not times, plus minus 2 times 6 cos whatever we have there. All right. Okay. Now, in this quadrant, in the second, this should be okay. In the second quadrant, because cosine is what? Negative. So what we have here will be a negative value for this sign. So what do we do here? Maybe let me show what I'm doing. A squared is equal to b plus c squared minus 2 a c cos theta. All right, yeah, that's what we have. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's continue with the listening. Perhaps I'm going to use calculator in doing this. We have 8.7 squared equal to will give us 36, and then we have 2 times 1.8 times 6. That will give us then in the cos we have negative value here. We have negative value of that. That will give us cos 1 . Now, if you're doing it with the table, if you're using table, know that what you do here is cos will be 180 minus 136. So whatever you have is what the one they are going to look. We're going to check in the table. Once you check in the table, you put a negative sign. It will give you the same thing. So if you have the then with the calculator I'm using here, it's giving me exactly the negative sign altogether. So by doing this, you can get the same answer. But then since you're using table, in the table you can't get this value. You can't get this value in your table. Rather, by subtracting it, the value, the equivalent of it is what you will check, which will give you the same value. But in this case, since in the first quadrant, second quadrant here is negative, only sign is positive, you need to add the negative sign to also indicate that is what moving out of the quadrant where cosine is what positive. Cosine is only positive here. All of them are positive in the first quadrant. The third quadrant, tangent is only what positive. So now note that very well. So let's continue. when this angle minus 104.4 multiply the value of our sine, so it will also change the value, change it to the sign here will change. What we have will be that will give us plus, make it just 1. So the other one we have 75 points plus again. Okay, we have so our x will then be is equal to 13.6. How many decimal place there? Okay, we can say 13.7 kilometer. That is what we have, 13.7 kilometer. So this is the distance apart. The next one they say we should find here, the next one we're going to find in this case again is the bearing of the gear from the boy. When we want to calculate the bearing of the gear from the boy, what we do here is, let's see time. Okay, now to calculate the bearing of the girl from the boy, the bearing of the girl from this side, from the boy, what we do here is that it means that we are going to calculate this bearing join up to this point. This is the bearing of the girl from the boy. So what are we doing next? We have to complete it. If you look at it very well, we find out that something is missing here, the angle here. Perhaps we know that this other one, this is alternate, that means here is 44, and this other end of it, this straight line gives us what, this place will give us what, 180 degree plus 144, but we don't know this other end of it. We can call it theta. So because we don't know, we can say it's what, theta. So in order to get it, because if you get this angle here, if you get this angle here and add it up to whatever we have here, then we have the bearing of the girl from the boy. So then what we do here is to use the sine rule. The sine rule, this is angle. According to sine rule, we have it. Well, I think I've done something like that here before. So let's just quickly go over to it fast. We have sine theta, yes, sine theta equal to what else are we going to use? Okay, we can still go with this. Since we have the angle there, the side there, we have let's just be a bit fast in order to get this thing done. And if there's any question, please don't hesitate to leave it as a comment so that we can also attend to you. So when we cross it over, cross multiply, we have when we cross multiply, we have sine theta is equal to what? Sine 136 all over 13.67. So let's get the value of the sine. This sine that gives us times 8.7 all over 13.67. So when we divide, let's see what we have. times 8.7 divided by 13.67. So at the angle, what we have will be sine theta is equal to 0.4421. So we're going to look for the arc inverse of that. That means theta will then be so what we have is degree, that is the angle here. So now we have the angle. What we do here is that, remember, here is 180, here is alternate to that. So the bearing is what? 26.2 plus 44 plus 180. That will give us 26.2 plus 44 plus 180. We have what we have is 2502 degree, or we can say that 250 degree. Thank you so much for coming this far. If you have not subscribed, we encourage you to do that. Share, please. If you want if you have any question, leave it as a comment there at the comment section there. We'll always attend to you. And if you want to speak with us directly, you can go to the description section of this channel, where you can see our Facebook page. From there you can access our contacts, and then you can talk to us. Thank you so much. Like, share. Thank you.